now that we're getting a better look at her, I really like her design. Oh, this is the dude. Dang, talk about one hell of an entrance. Okay. Oh my god! That hand is gone. That is unusable now. Holy crap. Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Slice of Shonen. I am your host, the Cloudy Crow, and today I have a brand new review for the Eminence in Shadow, episode 5, and man, was this a fantastic episode. Like, everything from the action to just like building up to that action. Kagenou's speech that he gave was legendary. It was so hard. Like, you felt what he was saying right there. But anyways, let's get into the review. Start from the beginning of the episode and then we'll kind of work our way into the back of the episode. So in the beginning, we have the demon that's kind of going crazy, just wreaking havoc throughout the entire village, and then we see that the guards are trying to fight it off, but their attacks are doing nothing. Iris comes in, she tries to do everything that she can, and she's doing a heck of a lot more than the guards, but that's still doing nothing because he can just heal it off instantly. And then Alpha comes in and she's talking about like, oh, you poor soul, you've been suffering so much, like let me relieve you from this so that you never have to experience this pain again. And then I thought she was just gonna decapitate her and then the demon would have been dealt with right there. You know, you chop the head off, can't regenerate anymore. But she eviscerated that demon. Like, there was just a giant bright light. We saw her body like fade into dust. It was crazy. And then Iris was looking at her like who are you? What's your name? And she just said, hey, I'm a part of Shadow Garden. Remember the name? And she disappeared. Then we go over to Kagenou fighting against Zenon. And Zenon has been building himself up, hyping himself up so much. He said he was a future Knight of the Rounds. And from what we saw him display against Alexia, he's not bad. He's a pretty good swordsman. But he's still nowhere near Kagenou. Because when they were just fighting normally without using abilities or anything, Kagenou was just deflecting everything. He ramps it up, dumps a little bit of his magic into his attacks, Kagenou's just deflecting everything. And then, this man, he tries to build himself up so high, gas himself up so much, by saying, like, with these pills, any normal man would be destroyed by the overwhelming power. But me, a future Knight of the Rounds, I can use this power to my advantage. And so, first off, he eats the pills and, like, drops half of them into the water. So he actually just sold himself right there. But he did eat some of the pills. He did get quite a bit of a power boost. We see his muscles are jacked now. His hair is spiky. It looks like he's about to cause some damage. But then Kagenou just starts deflecting everything. And not only does he deflect everything, but he doesn't even use a sword. He just brings out the hands, just starts punching him in the face. And then the one time he actually does try with his sword, he immediately cuts the guy down. And so now you have this man who's gassing himself up the whole time, future Knight of the Rounds, all that. He's on his knees right now after getting completely outmatched. And then we get into Kagenou's speech, which I thought was so cool because it ties back to the beginning of the series where he was, you know, working super hard, training in all these martial arts, exercising a ton so that he could become like a peak level human when it comes to, you know, physical attributes. And he wanted to be a superhero, but he knew at the end of the day he was human and there was a limit to how far he could get. And so he's telling this story about a boy who wanted to survive a nuclear explosion. Like, he's been training so hard and he wanted to be strong enough to survive a nuclear explosion, but he knew that there were limits to how far he could go. So how did he resolve this? What was the answer to solve his dilemma that he had there? He might not have been able to survive a nuclear explosion, so he'd just have to become the nuclear explosion. And then he says the magical words, "I am atomic." Massive explosion. Everything in its vicinity is eviscerated, but it did look like he put down some sort of barrier beforehand, and I believe that's why Alexia was protected, because it looks like he put up some sort of purple barrier just in front of her, and that's why after the aftermath, once you pan over to Alexia again, you see that everything right in front of her is completely destroyed. So poor Zenon, man, he got reduced to ash. There is nothing left of him. He got absolutely destroyed. And then we get to what would have been the perfect ending for the episode, which was Alexia. And when she was talking to Kagenou at school, she said, like, well, since Reginald was kind enough to get himself killed off, you know, maybe we could elevate this fake relationship into a bit of a real relationship. And Kagenou was like, wow, nah, I'm good. And then, like, right there, that was already awesome. Like, she's probably one of the more popular girls in the school outside of her sister, and she was offering to make this relationship a real relationship, and then just seeing Kagenou reject her, that was so fire. But then on top of that, you see this smile on her face, and it's more of a, like, kind of sarcastic smile. She's, like, playing as if she's okay with him rejecting her. And then immediately afterwards, we see her cut him down. There's blood everywhere. It's so funny, man. He thought he could just reject her and walk away like a badass, and he ended up getting this giant gash in his shoulder for it. But it was pretty cool. And then finally at the end of the episode, we touch base with the rest of the Shadow Garden members, and they talk about some of the new people that they've recruited. One of them is a girl named Zeta, I think, and the other one, I don't remember exactly. I think her name was like Ada or something, or like Etna or something. I don't remember exactly, but she had this like short pink hair, and then Kagenou bumps into a girl with short pink hair, but he doesn't seem to know who she is. I don't think either of them know who each other are, so, and that makes sense. Because the Shadow Garden members, they left Kagenou a while ago, and they went to recruit new members. So if she's a new member, she's probably never seen Kagenou in person before, especially not in his casual day-to-day attire. And he's probably never seen her before, because from what we know, he's only really touched base with Alpha and Beta so far, since he's come to the capital. So I don't know if this is a completely different girl with pink hair that goes to their school, or if she's actually a member of Shadow Garden that seems to have fallen for him, but doesn't even know who he actually is. So I guess we'll just have to find out in the next episode. But this episode is fantastic, and my question of the day for you guys is going to be, what are your opinions on that speech that Kagenou gave at the end of the episode? I really want to hear you guys' thoughts, because I absolutely loved it, but I want to know what you guys think. So let me know in the comments section down below. And with that, I am going to head out. Thank you all so much for watching this far into the video, and I will catch you all in the next one. Have a good one.